So I'm going to be using this picture and I'm going to duplicate that picture twice so you've got 3 sets of it. And then I'm going to add a fill layer and I'm going to bring that to the very bottom and change the colour to black. And then I'm going to click on the second picture, so the one in the middle. And using the pen tool, I'm going to bring that over to Smart. Then I'm going to click to selection. And then I'm going to go on mask layer. And then I'm just going to invert the selection and click on the bottom picture of the woman, and then I'm going to add a mask layer to that as well. And then I'm just going to click deselect. And I'm just going to hide the top picture for a minute, and then I'm going to move that bit that we cut out. And then I'm just going to position that where I want it. And then I'm going to bring back that top layer again. And then going on the pen tool and keeping it on Smart, I'm just going to do the same. And I'm going to cut out a little chunk of her neck. And then moving over to the selections persona, I'm going to invert the selection again. And then clicking on the very bottom layer of the woman, I'm going to add a mask layer. And then I'm just going to click deselect. And I'm just going to move that chunk as well. And then clicking on the bottom picture of the woman, I'm then going to go over to the Layer FX Studio, and I'm going to click on bevel/emboss and make sure that's turned on. And then I'm going to bring the radius up, and I'm going to make sure that the type is on inner as well. And I'm just going to bring the soften slider up as well. And then I just want to hide those 2 cut out layers. And now I'm just bringing in this picture of some pink flowers. So then I'm just going to position it, and then I'm going to place it below the picture of the woman but above the fill layer, so it just sits inside her face. And then I want to duplicate that picture and bring that one above the picture of the woman. And then adding a mask layer to that one, I'm just going to get rid of some of the flowers. And then I'm just adding a brightness and contrast adjustment again to those flowers, and I'm bringing the brightness down and the contrast up. And then adding a pixel layer, and so it sits below the picture of the flowers, so it's a child layer. I'm just going to go on the paintbrush, and with the colour black, I'm just going to paint around some of the edges to make it look like more of a shadow. And then I just want to bring the opacity down a little bit. And then I'm just duplicating those flowers, and I'm going to do the same again. So now I'm just adding a mask layer to that, and again I'm just getting rid of some of the flowers, because we want to be able to see where they're coming out of. And again, just adding the pixel layer, I want to just create some more shadow again. So I'm using the paintbrush and I've got the colour on black, and I'm just going to paint around some of the edges. And then I've just clicked on the top cutout, and I'm going to go on the Layer FX Studio again. I'm going to click Bevel and Emboss, and then bring the radius up on that as well. So going across, clicking the arrow, and then again, I just want to change the highlight colour to a more skin type colour. So using the colour picker tool, I'm just going to click on one of the highlights of a face, and then that will change that colour. And then for the shadow shade, I'm just going to click on one of the darker parts of her skin. And I'm just going to bring that up a little bit so it's closer to the black. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to do the same to the other cutouts as well. And now again, clicking on the bottom picture of the woman, I just want to add a black and white adjustment. And I'm going to do the same thing with the cutout, just because I want the woman to be in black and white and I want the flowers to be in colour. And now I'm just making that shadow shade on the cutout a little bit darker. And I'm going to add a levels adjustment, and this is just going to affect the whole photo. I'm going to bring the blacks up a little bit, just to bring in some more contrast. I'm just going to get rid of the brightness and contrast adjustment now that I made on the flowers a while ago, just because now I've brought the blacks up a little bit, they're starting to look a bit too dark. And then I've just added a brightness and contrast adjustment, and I'm just going to bring the contrast up a little bit. And that's going to affect the whole picture. And then I'm going to add a HSL adjustment, and I'm going to bring the saturation down. And because the woman is black and white, it's only going to affect the flowers. Now, just to make it a little bit more realistic, I want to add some shadow underneath the flowers. And then I'm going to add a pixel layer, and I'm going to make sure that it draws on the bottom picture of the woman but not on the flowers. And using the black paintbrush tool, I'm just going to lightly paint around the flowers, and then I'm going to bring the opacity down to give it a shadow effect. And I'm going to change the blend mode to soft light. I'm just going to do that a couple of times, so then the next line is going to be a lot smaller to give it more of a gradient effect. And again, just bring the opacity down, but I'm just going to leave that one on normal. And then I'm just going to repeat that with the top flowers. So now I just want to add some black over onto the flowers as well, so that will make it look like the face cutout has the shadow and not just the flowers. So I'm just going to paint around the edges of the top cutout, and I'm going to do the same with the bottom one. And I'm changing that one to soft light. And the second one I'm just going to leave as normal.